Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you? All good?
I'm great, thank you. Are you excited about today?
Yes, do you know what? I'm really excited. It's been, obviously, Ray Burdis is a hero of mine, and he's Lover on the Bay was one of the films I watched growing up. When I met my wife, it was our film. So now to have co-written a film with him and be in it is unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Where did you get the idea? Obviously, you co-wrote the film. How did you get half of the ideas for the film, like some of the funny quotes or any insane scenes? What was your inspiration behind them?
Yeah, so I went to Ray with a script. And we met up after, I did a film called The Last Ice, and I met up after lockdown with him, and I gave him the script, and he went, I'll be honest, he went, I love half of it, and I hate half of it. I went, okay. And it's the first time I've met him as well, and he's not, but he seems miserable, so I'm like, me hero, okay. And he went, can I co-write it with you? He went, I want to bring my style to it. He went, I want to bring my thing to it. He went, we work together, which obviously I was delighted about. I skipped home, you know. And so a lot of it was originally my ideas, but me and Ray sort of come from very similar backgrounds. So we've got a lot of the same ideas and we've got a lot of the same influences. And he said to me very early on, he went, no disrespect to gangster films, none at all. But there's a lot of gangster films, they're all very serious, they're all very macho, they sort of glamorise everything, and we went, we want to make something that is tongue-in-cheek, something that's funny, something that people can't take too serious, and something that doesn't glamorise it, but it's still got that appeal. So that's sort of the overall idea of it, and that was how it all came about.
So when you were writing the script with him, did you have characters in mind, like people who you thought you'd want to play these characters, or did that come later? And how did you write your character?
Yes, so originally I wasn't going to play my character, and it was Ray that went, no, you've got to play Ray. And because obviously we had another actor called Ray in mind for it who we couldn't afford, which is why they ended up with me. But no, there was a character in it called Marmite, and when I wrote the original script, I wrote Marmite in mind for Perry Benson, and I did my first film with Pell, and we got Pell to play Marmite. So to get the actor that I had in mind for it all them years ago when I wrote the original was unreal. And then we had other ideas, like we had one of the, two of the characters, Mem and Mus, and we had these people in mind, like, in your head, not actors but in mind. And then we got John Hannah and Vaz Blackwood, who were both unbelievable. So then you adapt. Sometimes you've got it in your head and it plays out how you expect it to play out, and then other times you've got something in your head and then Vaz Blackwood and John Hannah are involved and it becomes a whole different thing. So you've got to kind of be flexible, but when you're working with someone like Ray who's so talented, it's very, very easily done.
So tell me a bit more about your character, and if you can sum up your character in 3 words, how would you sum your character up?
Words. Very, very loyal with a good moral compass, but he's ski with them morals are. But yeah, he's basically a sort of a vicious guy, an enforcer, but in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way.
Did you have any challenge? What were the challenging moments from filming, and the best moments from filming?
The most challenge is being overwhelmed. You turn up, it was only my second film, and my first film was quite low-key. So you turn up, it's a big budget, it's a big film, you've got Martin Kemp, Sadie Frost, Ray, Perry, and although I know Ray and Perry like friends, you still, when you get on set, you're like, oh, they're legends sort of thing. So it was being overwhelmed, and my first scene was with Martin Kemp, and I was just unbelievably nervous, and also he's a ridiculously handsome guy, and I just remember looking at him and sort of being a bit thrown off. So that was the challenge, but then after a while you relax into it, and I've been doing theatre plays for 17 years, so the transition wasn't that difficult. Hopefully people might watch it and disagree. So yeah, it was just, do you know what, it's just fun, it's just enjoyable. It is, you can't get overwhelmed with it, you've got to take it for what it is, and what it is a pleasure. What
would you say, out of just interest, what would you say is your favourite part of making a film? Is it the pre-production, the production, post-production, or the press tours? So obviously I saw Patsy was on the One Show the other day, and that was really exciting. So what would you say, or is it all of it?
So you get 3 films. You've got the film you write, the film you film, and then the film you edit. And if they end up all being the same, you've failed. I love every stage. I love the writing process. I love the creating process, writing these scripts. I've just been lucky enough that I solely wrote and directed Bermondsey Tales, which has just come out. So to have something that's solely yours as well, and then with Ray working with someone like that, it's just unreal. But you have these ideas in your head, so I love the creative process. Then when you bring the actors on board, it changes because they bring them. You know, when you've got John Hannah coming involved, or Martin Kemp, or Sadie Frost, they bring themselves to it. So that's a whole different thing, and that's just it's a different kind of pleasure. And then the editing I don't like because it's boring, and I'm no good at it. But then when you see it come together, it's a pleasure. So my favourite is the writing. I love writing, but it's a bit like with a kid. You know, when you've got your baby, it's cute, and when you've got your toddler, they look, and then when they're teenagers, they're their own people. Everything brings its own challenges, and every stage brings its own pleasures. So yeah, but writing's my favourite thing.
Amazing. And then lastly, what can we expect for you for the rest of the year?
Sorry?
What can we expect from you for the rest of the year?
From the future, or so I'm working with Frank Harper. I wrote a film called The 12, which he's directing. I've got another film called Worth a Flutter, which is Bermondsey Tales 2. So we're working on that. And my big one is I've got a film called The Greater Game, which is a true story of footballers of Leyton Orient in World War One. And we've got the British Legion, the PFA, the Premier League, the English Football League, and all that, the FA. So that's quite a big one, and it's very different. So I love gangster films. It's my bread and butter, and it's what I know. It's what I grew up with. It's all true stories. A lot of this film is based on truth. But it's nice to do Worth a Flutter, which is a romantic comedy and was a stage play that done what made my name originally, a playwright, and then to do a football story that's a true story. So it's nice to be able to step away from that for a little bit. But I'm sure I've got another one called Made in London, which is a bit more like this. So hopefully I'll be about for a little while. You never know your luck.
Well, thank you so much, and have a great time today.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Absolute pleasure to talk to you. Cheers.